Hello everyone. In this video, we will learn how to convert longer HTML files to an array of PNG images using a Cloudmersive API in Power Automate. As a reminder, we demonstrated how to create a single-page PNG screenshot in an older video on this channel, but this operation is a bit different and requires a few extra steps. Before we get started, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more Cloudmersive tutorials in Power Automate. We will begin by clicking Create and selecting the option to build a manually triggered instant cloud flow. As you may be aware, this option is good for testing connectors and creating Power Automate buttons. In our first step, we will get an HTML file from our file system using a getFileContent action. The file that I'll be using to demonstrate is a basic web page with a few paragraphs of lorem ipsum content. In our next step, we will open a new action and search for Cloudmersive connectors. We will scroll down from here to find the Cloudmersive Document Conversion connector with the green logo. And from here, we will click See More to view the actions list. From the actions list, we'll search for an action called Convert HTML Document File to a PNG Array. And once we find it, we will select it. Before we can select details for our request, we will first need to configure our connection if we haven't done that already. As a reminder, we will need a premium Power Automate plan to use Cloudmersive connectors, but we can use Cloudmersive connectors at no additional cost with a free Cloudmersive API key. Free API keys will give us a limit of 800 API calls per month with 0 commitments. In our first request parameter, we will add the HTML file content retrieved in our previous step, and after that we will enter our file name. We do not need our real file name for this connector to work correctly. This HTML to PNG conversion action will create a series of PNG screenshots around 2500 pixels wide and 3300 pixels high. However, to ensure this action is quick and efficient, those screenshots will be returned to our flow as temporary file URLs. To create new PNG files from those URLs, we will need to add an additional Cloudmersive action into our flow. We will now add a new action, and we will search for an action called Finish Editing Document and Download Result. When we find this action, we will select it, and we will then select dynamic content labeled URL from our previous step. When we do this, we will notice Power Automate automatically wraps our Finish Editing action in a for each control to account for multiple URL conversions. To complete our flow, we will add a Create File action to generate accessible PNG files from the resulting PNG file bytes. When we name our files, we can use dynamic content labeled page number from our HTML to PNG conversion action to establish the correct order of our resulting screenshots, and we can then add a PNG extension to the name. We can then use output content from our finish editing step to establish the contents of each file. We will now save and test our flow. When our flow finishes running, we will find an array of images in our target folder displaying each section of our HTML file in a series of 2500 by 3300 PNG screenshots.